team apa you support?
Kita orang nak tahu lah actually sebenarnya team apa you support. Dan nak korek lah actually dalam FM tu you guys semua ramai support satu team ke atau apa ke?
Tak ada lah. I think it's football is always it's an individual and a personal thing. It's almost like politics. You don't have to say who you support.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always been a Liverpool supporter lah.
Liverpool.
From the bad days of Roy Hodgson, actually even before that. So I started really supporting maybe Liverpool in like 92.
Okay,
around
era
that. So you had Robbie Fowler, McManaman, Neil Ruddock. Roy Evans was the head coach. Then Roy Evans and Houllier joint management, which was probably the disaster. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not a glory hunter of only Jurgen Klopp days. I've been through the shit. Oh, sorry. Been through the tough times. So yeah, and I've always been a Liverpool fan. Locally, I'm a Selangor fan lah.
Nice. So merah-merah lah. Nice. Is there like a third team that you support? Because like usually like when I hang out with some friends, like obviously they have your local team and you have your EPL team or your European team. But I discovered lately people macam dah support macam like some club in like Scotland, South America, you know, Africa even. You know, they have like a third team.
To be honest, I don't really have a third team, but I like watching. And this sounds, people actually question me. You work in football. You go home, you watch football. Do you have anything else apart from football in life?
Same lah.
So I don't actually have like a team which I really follow. I'll just watch through the league and the games, highlight games.
Just to know what's going on.
I'm half Scottish, so and my Scottish side they support Kilmarnock. So I do follow what they're going on and off. At the moment they're not doing very well. So I do. If I go back and it's the right time, I've been to watch a couple of games. So yeah,
nice.
So Kilmarnock, I would say maybe lah. Yeah.
Soft spot lah dekat team tu.
Dia ada punya heritage dia.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's the nearest professional club to my kampung lah.
Okay, Liverpool fan. So kalau you said like daripada kerja bola dan balik tengok bola and everything kan pasal bola sepak. Kalau lah bukan bola sepak dalam hidup you, coach, like
you still in taekwondo?
Taekwondo ke?
So I've left taekwondo. I haven't done for a long time. But kalau I didn't get this opportunity in football, I'm actually in university. I wanted to become a taekwondo coach.
Of course.
So I was studying anything nak habis to become a taekwondo coach. So if I was not in football, I would still be in some sport.
What kind of sport?
I think what I've done myself is I don't limit myself. Ini suka ni. So I like to know about all sports.
Okay.
In Malaysia, I think in terms of having a career, there's only very few sports that you actually have yang boleh career. So it's probably football, badminton.
Bit it is than that.
Yeah, like the other sports, there's no big career. So taekwondo, yes, but it would be your own instructor. So pretty much those. Yeah. So I would definitely be there, or maybe like. I would maybe have stayed in the gym, working as a gym instructor, fitness instructor.
Follow up of that. Again, when we like reach out to people to be on the guest on the show semua kan, macam diorang tanya lah what's the objective of the show semua. And then I asked a very interesting question, which I'm going to ask you now. The sport that you still tak faham lagi. What is the one sport that you, like for me it's cricket. I still don't understand what's the wicket and whatever.
And this is where I say I love sports. So, I even know what kabaddi is.
Yes.
I even know those.
So, kabaddi.
So,
best lu. Aku dah main kat high school lah.
Yeah. So,
dia bukan tarian.
Bukan. It takes a lot of stamina on that. So these are things where, if you said there's one sport I don't really know, I'm a bit a nerd on sports lah. So if anything, I'm a nerd on sports. I know a little bit about everything. There's nothing no sport I really don't know. Maybe the sports I don't really like actually even know. As soon as I watch the sport, I start get into it. Even golf, I start watching. I'm like, this is actually fun. I'm like, first few minutes like boring, yeah. And look at the skill and start thinking. So I would say there's no real sport that is anything.
Yang mana yang maybe not really you don't know, but you macam like besides football yang macam nak really belajar, nak tahu lebih ke semua.
Out of like to have known a bit more about rugby. I'll be involved more in rugby, but when me growing up, my school didn't have rugby and everything, so I didn't have the opportunity to play it and stuff. So maybe rugby, but other than that.
On that note, in a future episode of Better Call Sukan, what kind of episode? What episode? What kind of sport you are like? I wanna. They're interviewing this guy. I wanna hear the guy or girl. Yeah.
Again, this goes back to me being the sports nerd that I am. I'll listen to everything because I like to.
Nice, thank you.
I like to take ideas from other sports.
Yeah.
And how can I implement it here? So I've never limited, say, oh, this is football, we can only do football.
Okay.
So I've taken a lot of ideas that I've learned from when I was in taekwondo. I brought it into football. In working in a gym, teaching aerobics classes. I didn't teach aerobics. I did spinning classes. How do I deliver there? Can I bring it into football? So and for me, and whenever I sit down for a podcast, even if it's the same topic, there's always something that I learn. I feel. So that's why I love to listen to any sport, and I like to take ideas like let's say say hockey. How does hockey train, or how does hockey work on their grassroots? What could we take from hockey and put into football,
and vice versa?
Yes, yeah. I mean, of course, I'd love to share as well. If hockey wants to say football, how do you do it? Same. So these are things which I would actually like, and I actually like to see more smaller sports and how they can do it. Yeah.
Itulah like again from an Arsenal fan point of view, Mikel Arteta dia has like regular calls with like people from the rugby side, American football, hockey, and so on and so forth. Because again, it's the exchanging of ideas. So I think that's the point of this podcast. You got nak tahu what's going on in every other sport, and itulah. So the last few ones, I'm just gonna combine all these three together lah. Favorite athlete of all time, favorite coach, and favorite fictional sporting character.
I'll be honest now. It's Jurgen Klopp. I just like the way he, carries himself, the way he delivers, the way he motivates people, and you can see he's very genuine on the touchline. At one point, of course he's also a Liverpool coach, so but I think I like the way he delivers and the way he is. He's very straightforward.
No nonsense.
He's a people person.
Yeah.
And I like that. He's not arrogant. So I like that. In terms of athlete, I've had.
It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Jordan's always one of them. Michael Jordan. Nadal and Federer and Nadal. In tennis, they So again, it goes back to me being the sports nerd I am. I've got so many sports. I like different athletes for different things, but generally, I like athletes who maybe are not the most talented but give 100% effort.
Correct.
Yeah. So again, people always ask me who's my favorite Liverpool player. Jamie Carragher, who was a lousy player, but he'd give you 100%. He'd run through a brick wall. Well, of course he's at a different level, but no, he's not a star. Oh, you don't like Gerrard? Gerrard's okay. Yeah, of course he's a brilliant player, but my personal was I always like Jamie Carragher because every season he's supposed to be out, but mati somehow he's there. So I like those kind of athletes who put it all on the line and make sure all out.
Nice.
So that's my.
Dan yang karakter,
fictional character, fictional sporting character.
I mean, of course, currently I'm really on Ted Lasso. On Ted Lasso, I go between Ted Lasso himself and Roy Kent. Like, some days I like him better, some days I like. So it's I don't know. Yeah, so probably those two. Growing up, I like Karate Kid.
Oh yeah, of course. With Cobra Kai. Different point of view about Johnny Lawrence.
I haven't watched all. I've only watched a couple of episodes. Okay. So I started watching it, then I have stopped. Actually, I'm meant to start up again. So once I start up, I'll let you know.
Okay, but the follow-up episode, we'll continue on that.
Yeah.
And last one, before we end, quotes or saying that like keeps you going.
I think it's about love what you do. Try to make change. It's not easy, but if you can, great. And see how we can move. Every little thing you do has an impact on somebody.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's something which I think.
But sometimes that little thing is actually quite meaningful for that person.
So again, the quote goes back to lifelong love of the game. To me, that's also a very good quote. You know, I like, you know, and again about like I've always been about not giving up, because I've never been a brilliant athlete and stuff. But I always say, if you try your hardest, you give it all. What else can you ask for?
Itu dia.
Audio Plus.